PNC. Hurdles boys look for another tonight. That's next on Root Sports. There's a buzz in the burg about the Buccos. Big crowd expected tonight, fireworks, and we get you set up here at PNC Park for Game 3 of this 4-game series. It's the Pirates taking on the Colorado Rockies. Hi again, everybody. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. We're at the end of Mazeroski Way, next to the statue of Bill Mazeroski, who hit the most famous walk-off home run in Major League history. Of course, Jose Tabata got the first walk-off hit of his career last night, and it couldn't have come at a better time in the 14th inning.
Oh, he certainly is just tearing things up here at the beginning of the year. You can really see the pride and the enthusiasm that he brings to the game every night, and it was great to see him win that marathon.
How about the work of the bullpen, Bob? 11 1/3 shutout innings. That hadn't been done by a Pirates club since 1900.
Well, it was nice to see the bullpen do that because, when we were talking about this club, there was a lot of question marks about the bullpen. Everybody has changed roles in it this year. You have Hanrahan moving into that closer spot. Meek, of course, has moved up one spot. So how was the rest of the crew going to handle things this year? Big question mark, and now we got it taken care of.
Our PNC achievement is the Pirates bullpen and the work that they did. Because of the work they did last night, that means they're short of the bullpen tonight. With the day off coming up, Clint Hurdle says that you could see Kevin Correa and Paul Maholm, both starters, available in the bullpen to back up Charlie Morton tonight, who's coming off a great start against St. Louis.
Well, let's hope that Charlie doesn't need that kind of help. The one thing in that start against St. Louis that maybe was a little bit of a negative, he got his pitch count up there a little bit because he was low on the wild side. I think he walked 5 guys. Needs to cut that back tonight because, as you just said, bullpen's a little short-handed. He needs to go as far as he can.
Charlie Morton takes on Greg Reynolds as we get set for the first pitch of the ball game tonight. Pirates fans are rooting alongside us out here at PNC Park. It's the Bucks and the Rockies coming up on Root Sports.
.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go Bucks!
Gorgeous night here at PNC Park. Rockies and the Pirates. Jim Tracy for the Rockies set to put out a lineup and leading off four. These will be the switch hitting center fielder Dexter Fowler. Another switch hitter, Jonathan Herrera, follows him. Carlos Gonzalez and Troy Tulowitzki, a big 1-2 punch in the middle of the Colorado order. Smith, Lopez, Wigginton. Jose Morales gets the start behind the plate, and Greg Reynolds makes his first major league start this year. And Charlie Morton delivers ball one low, and we are underway. .58 degrees, the game time temperature, much different than 24 hours ago. Game time temperature was 48. And Fowler fouls this one back. Well, 2 balls and a strike to Dexter Fowler. Charlie Morton, making his second appearance, was very good against the St. Louis Cardinals in his 6 innings of work on Monday. 27-year-old right-hander, the 2-1 pitch.
He's going to want to be a little bit better, maybe control-wise in this one. He's got to be out there for a while tonight with the bullpen having to cover over 11 innings in last night's game.
Yeah, both teams in that similar situation. The starters need to go deep. 3-2 now as Fowler gets into a full count. Clint Hurdle looking on. Payoff pitch outside and a leadoff walk issued to Dexter Fowler.
This was a problem for Charlie in that last start. He had 5 walks, and as I said, tonight he needs to throw strikes and be efficient, keep his pitch count down. Got to have him out there for 6 or 7 tonight.
Well, right now he needs a ground ball in the infield somewhere to erase that walk.
He certainly has showed us that good movement on his fastball all through spring training and in that last start. That's what was really helpful to him. It was eating up the right-handers. When he elevated, it was getting in on their hands. When he got it down, he was getting either a swing and a miss or a ground ball, which is what he wants now.
Fowler safe on the dive back. Herrera was 3 out of 6 last night. He scored one of the 3 Rockies runs. But as well as Charlie pitched in his opener in St. Louis, that was the one issue, was the 5 walks. And he cannot get into too deep trouble. And what we saw of Charlie in spring training and what we saw in his first start, a different pitcher than a year ago.
A different style. Not trying to, get people to swing at bad pitches down, curveballs in the dirt, fastballs up out of the strike zone.
Oh no, there goes Fowler, the throw down, and that's in the outfield. Well, Fowler down to third base and the throwing error by Ryan Doumit.
Yeah, Doumit got almost as much movement on that one as Charlie got. Ball really took off out on him. A sailor to second. There's the look. Look at the ball just sail and drift off to the right.
And these are the types of things that will get Charlie in trouble. First of all, the walk. And now the error. Now man at third and nobody out. Just underway from PNC Park. Pirates and Rockies game 3 of 4. Series finale tomorrow afternoon.
But that movement on his fastball in spring training, I think, really gave him the confidence to throw more pitches in the strike zone. Throw more strikes. It wasn't pitching fearfully.
And 2 walks to start the game. Not what Charlie had in mind. And now the Rockies can put some pressure offensively on the Pirates. Carlos Gonzalez up. And good speed on the base paths on the corners. Defensively behind Morton, Alvarez, and Josh Rodriguez makes his second major league start at shortstop. Walker and Overbear on the right side. Tabata, Mccutchen, and Jones in the outfield. In the battery of Morton and Doumit. Jose Tabata, the hero last night. He had his first home run of the year at dead center field, and then in the bottom of the 14th with 2 outs, hit a fly ball that went off the Clemente wall, scoring Josh Rodriguez with the game's winning run and his first walk-off hit. Carlos Gonzalez went 0 for 7 last night. Now, this is a guy who finished third in the National League MVP voting. He won a Silver Slugger and was voted as the National League Player of the Year and Major League Player of the Year in the Players' Choice vote. Went 0 for 7. And what that did to his batting average, he came into the game last night hitting .368. And after his 0 for 7, he dropped to .269, lost 99 points on his average. And Ray Searage out to talk to Charlie Morton as he is behind Gonzalez. 2 balls in, no strikes.
He's not throwing any strikes. He has to get the ball in the strike zone. That got away with that in St. Louis, but that's not going to happen very often.
Well, we have a second. Let's check in with a third member of our team, Lacey Collins.
Well, coming into tonight's game, Charlie Morton did have a little bit of added pressure because the bullpen was so used last night. He said he woke up feeling a little bit better than he expected.
Well, Charlie hoping to feel better today and trying to feel better as he moves along here in the top half of the first. 2 on, nobody out. If Morton feels any better after the visit from Searage. Pitch outside, ball 3.
He's got to just be thinking middle of the plate right now. Let the movement work for him. Nothing on the edges. Just, you got the fastball. Keep it down. Outside half, maybe. If you really want to try and hit any kind of a spot, but just throw some low strikes. Here we go.
Ground ball to second. To Rodriguez for 1. There's a double play.
Look at that 3-0 count. That's what happens when you're a sinker ball guy. You can really look bad. Things can be going terrible for you. And one pitch can bail you out. There it is. 3-0 pitch. That probably was ball 4. Look at the way that ball was sinking. Right off the end of the bat.
The Rockies get a run on the play as Fowler comes in to score. 1-0 Colorado, but one more ball and the damage could have been much worse.
Yeah, if there was ever a time, an inning that really explained and showed exactly why 2-seam guys have an advantage, there it was. By 2-seam guys, I mean the sinking fastball is held with the 2 seams when they're the closest on the baseball, as opposed to across the seam. You want it parallel with your fingers, and that's going to give you that downward movement. That, and his arm angle has been lowered a little bit, which puts a little sideways spin on the ball to begin with.
He says he feels much more comfortable with that sideways angle. He also thought that when he was throwing more overhand, batters got to see the ball longer out of his hand. Tulowitzki up in the air, shallow left center field. On comes Mccutchen, and boy, does he cover a lot of ground. 1 run, no hits, nobody left. 1-0 after a half inning. Colorado in front. last night. The Toyota lineup that Clint Hurdle puts out today. Tabata, Walker, Mccutchen in the 3 spot. Overbay hitting cleanup. Alvarez back in the 5th spot. Doman hitting 6th. Jones 7. Rodriguez 8th. And the pitcher Charlie Morton batting 9th.
Take a look at Greg Reynolds. See what he was up to last season. Those are not all that bad numbers. Opponent batting average pushing up toward 300. You'd like to get that down a little bit. ERA in the 4s. That's normal. Maybe a little bit better than that in the minors you would like to see.
Our Barrel Automotive League leaders. Active hitting streaks right now. Jose Tabata has the longest in the majors at 8 straight games. He's hit in each game so far this year. Howie Kendrick of the Angels. Paul Konerko of the White Sox. Joey Votto of Cincinnati, all with 7 game hitting streaks. So Greg Reynolds out of Stanford, the highest draft pick ever for the Rockies. Picked up in 2006 with the 2nd pick overall. Has not panned out for them. There are the hitting streak numbers. Jose Tabata with a home run and a double last night. And he chops this one to the left side. Tulowitzki backhands, and look at that strong arm. One of the strongest arms from that position in baseball. Makes it look easy. 1 out.
Flicked it over there with his wrist.
For the Rockies in the field, in the outfield, Carlos Gonzalez, Dexter Fowler, Seth Smith back in right field. Jose Lopez gets the start at 3rd. Just saw Tulowitzki. Jonathan Herrera at 2nd. Ty Wigginton starts at first base tonight. Jose Morales behind the plate. Troy Tulowitzki, Gold Glove shortstop last year. Got his first Gold Glove. He also got a Silver Slugger and made his first All-Star appearance. He's out of Long Beach State. Great program there. In fact, he was a teammate of Evan Longoria's. Evan Longoria was drafted after Greg Reynolds in 2006.
Well, he definitely is a pretty special player out there to be able to contribute the defense the way he does and be one of the big guns on offense.
Here's Neil Walker.
Those are the impact guys that you have to have in your lineup somewhere if you're really going to compete. The Pirates have that in Mccutchen, somebody along those same lines. Going to beat you with the long ball. He'll beat you with his legs, and he'll beat you with the glove.
Well, McCutchen's been covering a ton of ground. He covered a lot of acreage last night, going to left center, right center, deep fly balls, shallow fly balls. He covered a ton of ground. Takes base hits away.
Pretty nice little sinker there from Reynolds. Down and away.
Well, when Reynolds left Stanford, he featured that spiked curveball, as a lot of former Stanford players do. Mike Mussina, very well known for it. 2-2. First major league start back in late September in 2008. Tim Lincecum also was drafted after Greg Reynolds. 2-8 in 14 career big league games with an inflated ERA of better than 8. Again, last year spent time in Tulsa in Double-A after spending the season before in Triple-A at Colorado Springs. Was in Tulsa, then had to spend some time in Single-A Modesto. Seemed like he was getting farther away from the big leagues, but he was called up this week when Rockies starter Ubaldo Jimenez went on the disabled list with infection in a thumb right near a cuticle. 3-2 pitch. And Walker will have another. Ross Ohlendorf placed on the disabled list today. Daniel Mccutchen called up from AAA Indianapolis. Ohlendorf with right shoulder problem, a posterior strain in the right shoulder. 3-2 pitch. That is strike 3 called. Neil thought it was ball 4 by the ankles, and he is out looking.
Take a look at our Range Resources strike zone. See what it has to say about this pitch. A little sinking action, and Range Resources strike zone agrees
that was strike 3, as Jeff Kellogg says it was.
On the AGH cam,
there's the sideways spin that we're talking about that gets that movement. You saw it perfectly there with that AGH cam slowing things down.
2 outs, and Andrew Mccutchen takes a strike. Well, Neal took that one right at the bottom of the strike zone. Good pitch by Reynolds. Here's the 0-1. This is something you don't see a lot out of Neil Walker. Check out his reaction. Normally just goes about his business.
There's been a few of those here early on in the season where he has struck out looking on tight pitches.
Mccutchen puts this one up in the air to left field. And Carlos Gonzalez tracks it down. Pirates gone in order in the first inning. You're watching Pirates baseball on Root Sports.
It still feels sore, but I was expecting it to feel sore than it does. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Ross Ohlendorf last pitched to Carlos Gonzalez in the 3rd inning last night. Seth Smith rolls one past the mound. Walker has to hustle, and he's got him. Our AGH injury update. And talking to Ross at his locker today, was telling me about that he feels it's the same injury he had last year. He felt it in the at-bat to Gonzalez, and then allowed himself to throw 3 more pitches before he finally motioned to the dugout and said, I got to come out. He said, though, it does not feel nearly as bad as it did a year ago.
It's still a concern, though.
Sure.
I mean, it's a, in my mind, there was a lot that went on last night. 14-inning win, a lot of excitement and all this, but the biggest thing of that night last night was Ross had to come out of that game early. Because he is a must to have in our rotation this year, and it's got to be the good Ross that's throwing out there at a 3-something ERA. That's what we got just a little bit of last year for about maybe half the season. We need that for a whole season.
Here comes the 2-0. Popped up, playable for Domit, and there are 2 away. Jose Lopez pops out to Ryan Domit. You watch Ohlendorf last night. He gets Gonzalez right there, pitch down and in, and he eventually got Gonzalez to pop out to right field, but he said that he felt the shoulder issue, and talking to trainer Brad Henderson, needed to come out of the ball game. And that's when the long line of relief pitchers began to come in, and tip your cap to all of them. Jeff Karstens, Mike Crota, Jose Veras, Joel Hanrahan, Chris Resop, who pitched 3 innings, and then Garrett Olson, who ended up picking up the win. Every one of those guys deserves a pat on the back today. Ty Wigginton batting with 2 down. And a ground ball to third. Oh, a nice pick by Pedro. And a good inning.
Nice inning by Charlie.
Took Charlie just 7 pitches to get 3 outs. 1-0 after an inning and a half. In the 10th inning, bases loaded, hot smash down to third, and Pedro from foul ground and his knee. One bouncer gets Ty Wigginton, and that killed the Rockies' threat. Right there, that play was a difference maker and really saved things for the Pirates, kept them alive. Pedro's been throwing the leather around a little bit better lately. It was
there'll definitely be something we talk about just about the whole season. People ask me all the time about Pedro and third base, and is that where he's going to stay? Well, the answer will come in September. Well, no, after this full season in the big leagues, if he continues making plays like that, yeah, he can handle third base. But that's the thing that I think I've seen with Pedro, that every now and then something will happen out there. He'll make a bad throw.
Overbay get into this one. It's going back, and this one is off the wall. And Lyle Overbay in with a leadoff double for Overbay. That is double number 3.
Yeah, nice job. I mean, this is the way you go after a guy if you're a left-hand hitter and he's got a sinker. Watch the range resources strike zone. You just try and go to the opposite gap with him. As a left-hand hitter, the sinker is going to try and move down and away. There it goes. You don't try and pull it. If you pull it, then you're going to hit it off the end of the bat. You're going to put it on the ground. It's going to be a ground ball to second baseman. Go that opposite gap, lift the ball in the air, and drive it. But let me finish up with Alvarez real quick. Occasionally he'll do something out there, and you kind of, I don't know, is he going to be able to handle it? He'll make a bad throw over there, and then, which he's done already a half dozen times this year, he'll come up with a brilliant play on defense over at third. And you think, wow, yeah, this guy could definitely be a third baseman. So we just have to watch and wait, see what happens over the.
Pretty nice play he made on Wigginton
over the 6 months. Yes,
that's why you play 6 months.
That's right. It'll all come out in the wash once we get to September. A lot of the questions that you have about some of these young guys, about what kind of players they're going to be, where are they going to be able to handle it defensively.
Well, Clint Hurdle's happy with the work that Pedro's put in defensively, other than opening day in Chicago where he misplayed a couple of pop-ups. This one's pretty well struck, but circling underneath it'll be Gonzalez. And Overbay bluffed as though he were going to tag and go to third. So 1 out. And the play he made at the end of the second on Wigginton, that's a backhanded pick right here. Pretty nice.
Yeah, that's not a real routine play. Kind of an in-between hop, went to the backhand. You got to have soft hands so that ball will stick in the glove. That's an easy one to have go off the heel.
Makes that throw across the diamond from foul territory, too.
Well, he's got a cannon.
Lyle Overbay told me the other day he doesn't want to let Pedro know how strong an arm he has by the reaction he may make. He said he's had a couple of stingers over there in the hand, catching at first base, some balls that Pedro's thrown, but he said he has a very, very strong arm. He said he doesn't think Pedro understands how strong his arm is. 1 out and 1 on. Tying run in scoring position for Ryan Doman. Doman had the night off primarily last night, had to come in and hit. So he had 1 plate appearance and that was it.
Not a bad seat in house.
No. Just looking over the shoulder, if you don't mind. Reynolds looked to second base. Nobody covering for the Rockies.
He's peeking over his shoulder, too.
Well, Parrott's got the dreadlocks.
Who's he calling?
He usually calls me.
I know he's got you on speed dial.
He does. That's one of those that when he calls me, I hit the red button and send it to voicemail.
Ooh, that was a borderline pitch. But not happy with the call. Range Resources strike zone says that pitch is right there. Oh yeah, there you are. He's got your face right there. You better answer your phone.
No, I'm pushing the red button right now. He's calling me now. 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1 and 2. Moses Lake, Washington is where Ryan Doman calls home. Spent a bunch of the offseason there. Looking at catchers, Chris Snyder is eligible to come off the disabled list any day now. And Chris Snyder on a rehab stint in Bradenton, Florida last night, playing for the Single-A Marauders, had 6 RBIs in a game, including a monster home run. And Doman fights that one off. So we would expect the next couple of days to see Chris Snyder back with the big club. Joe Beimel.
I wonder what corresponding move will they make.
Well, that remains to be seen. One ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Overbay at second. Take a look at the minor league report. Indianapolis, a 3-2 loss to Columbus. Fryer with 1 for 3, but Erie was a run better than Altoona last night. 13-0. Bradenton beats the Charlotte Stone Crabs. How about that? 6 runs batted in. Tied a club record.
They got good stone crabs down there.
They do. Greg Reynolds ready for the 1-2 pitch. Count even 2-2. And I mentioned earlier the spiked curveball, and that's one of the things that Reynolds had featured coming out of Stanford. Would you describe that as kind of almost the way it's gripped anyways, like a knuckle curve with one finger pushed back on the ball?
There's all kinds of different ways to do it, but when you throw a curveball, you want your index finger off the ball, because all it does is drag on the curve as the ball comes out of your hand, because it comes up over the top of your fingers the way it spins out. So you want to get that index finger off the ball a little bit, so that the last thing it touches is your middle finger, and you don't want it to drag, because if it drags on your index finger as it comes out, then that's going to reduce the velocity of the spin. And, you know, the harder, the more RPMs you get on that baseball spinning downward, the harder it's going to break. By inching that finger up off the ball, that's a way to do it, to where the ball doesn't ever touch it coming over the fingers, over the top.
Now the count full to Ryan Doman. Reynolds is out of Pacifica, California.
The thing that makes it difficult is you're always trying to find a compromise, because that index finger, if it drags a little bit on there, that gives you a little bit more control of the ball. Whereas if it's just truly a one-finger curveball, that's tough to throw over the plate.
Doman crushes it. This one's gone. Home run, Ryan Doman. And the Pirates in front 2-1. A 3-2 pitch, and the payoff was for Doman.
He picked one off about maybe letter high, jumped all over it, maybe about where that 41 is on his uniform. Got a ball up, and he knew what to do with it. Watch the location. Oh, yeah, that was higher than I thought. See, the Range Resources strike zone has that right up in the top squares. In the top squares to the top rows.
That's the 60th home run of his career. And Garrett Jones pops this one back and out of play.
Nothing goes further than a high sinker. Oh, look at that. You can tell Doman, look at his eyes. He knows. It's in the stands. Right over the ketchup bottle.
0-1 to Jones. That's back. Now the crowd here is buzzing. That's good to hear.
One of my favorite views, the splash cam. There it is. Get out of there. We're going to have to call that section the pantry.
Well, now that there's a ketchup bottle
there. Yeah, he hit it into the pantry.
I wonder if
there it is.
Yeah, he's got the ball.
Yeah.
That's a certificate of authenticity right there.
Yeah, I got the ball.
That happens fast, doesn't it?
What? I'm on TV? No.
Yeah. Might want to take the lollipop out when you're on TV. Just a thought.
Telly Savalas.
1-2. And Jones rips this one foul. Pirates 5-3. Rockies 3-3. Last night the win in 14 innings snapped Colorado's 4-game winning streak. Greg Reynolds in his first start of 2011. Jones laid off that one, 2-2. One of the great things about this ballpark are the home run porches. If you're sitting in the outfield, you've got a great opportunity to get a home run ball here in that area that Bob has now renamed the pantry, right above the ketchup bottle. That's a pretty good area. A lot of them go in there. Full count to Jones. And down there, 325 down the line. That is a low wall, too. And if you ever get in early for batting practice, bring your glove. That area is the place to be. In fact, opening day last year, Jones put one right there to the left of the screen, right over that wall. His second of 2 home runs. 3-2 pitch on the way. And Jones hits this one up in the air to shallow right field. Out is Herrera, the second baseman. Boy, he went a long way to get that. 2 men out.
Yeah, he wasn't getting a whole lot of help there, was he?
Well, Seth Smith was playing deep. Fans, you can take the Pirates with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com anywhere and order yours to get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. We use that quite a bit. A neat thing to have. Josh Rodriguez making his second major league start. His first major league start was Wednesday in St. Louis against the Cardinals. 1-0. And that's outside.
A little different pitcher today he's facing.
Well, I talked to Josh yesterday about that. He said, yeah, how about that? I get the start and I have to face Chris Carpenter, one of the game's better pitchers. And the funny thing is, and as Lacey Collins originally told us, Josh's parents couldn't get to the game because his dad had entered a drawing several weeks earlier for a trip to the Bahamas, and they won. So his mom and dad were in the Bahamas. I said, will they see the game somehow? He said his sister DVR'd the game, and then they'll get to see his first major league start that way. 3-0 is down the middle for a strike. Yeah, you're on, buddy. Yeah, you can see it anywhere in the world. MLB.tv.
Watch it in the Bahamas. Sit on the beach.
The 3-1 delivery. And it's now 3-2. So the last three hitters, Reynolds has gone full. Dolan hit a home run. Jones popped up. And we'll see what Rodriguez can do. Last night, Rodriguez robbed of what might have been a game-winning hit. Seth Smith made one of the best defensive plays of his career with a backhanded sliding grab along the right field line. And that's a strikeout. But the Pirates strike for two as Dewey dials long distance here at PNC Park. His first home run of the year, the 60th of his career. He scores Lyle Overbay on the play. And after two, the Pirates have a 2-1 lead.
Sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Great shot on the Allegheny. Bring you inside the concourse area here at PNC Park. I want that. I want that. All right, just give me everything.
You're on.
Good stuff. 2-1 Pirates with the lead, top of the third inning.
Nice selection of bats there.
Yeah,
I like that.
Good stuff.
Different colors. Even the pink ones.
Break those out for Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's coming up. Won't be long.
The strike is called, 1-1. Another good crowd here at PNC tonight. Fireworks coming up after the game.
Yeah, see the barge is already out in position. In the middle of the Allegheny, getting ready to fire those off. Game's over.
Morales behind 1-2. That's the fireworks barge.
In position, ready to go. See the front part there has all the fireworks loaded, ready to fire. Looks like there might be some in the back there too. I thought it was all in the front, but looks like the whole. They got two barges. It's going to be a big show. Look at that.
Yeah,
wow.
Zambelli, they go big. This one to right field. right at Garrett Jones. One away as Morales is out. Let's take a look at tonight's day in Pirates history, brought to you by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. April 9th, 1990, Andy Van Slyke hit 2 home runs on opening day as the Pirates would win at New York 12-3. Doug Drabek got the win. Dwight Gooden the loss in that one. It's this day in Pirates history. Thanks to our friends at Day Automotive. April 9th, 2010, Charlie Morton also started for the Pirates. Go back just 1 year ago tonight. Started against the Arizona Diamondbacks and was on the wrong side of a 9-1 loss. Greg Reynolds will take strike 2.
Charlie's just soon forget about last year, I think.
I think he's definitely turned the page.
It's the best thing for him. It just last year's last year.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 2 outs. First strikeout of the game for Charlie.
Higher. Move it to the top of the thing.
They want to raise the Jolly Roger again here tonight.
Took a long time last night to get it to the top of the pole.
Yeah, only 5 hours and 11 minutes. Not the longest game in Pirates history, though. Not the longest game at PNC Park either. Dexter Fowler takes high. Longest game at PNC Park, May 27, 2006 against the Astros. Pirates would win 8-7 in 18 innings. It took 5 hours and 49 minutes. Longest game in Pirates history, August 25th, 1979 at San Diego. Pirates would win that one 4-3. It took 19 innings and 6 hours and 12 minutes of baseball before it was decided. Three and 0 to Fowler, 2 down. And that is ball 4.
Yeah, unless it's an all-star game, you got to finish them. There is no clock.
2-out walk issued. Last time Fowler walked, there was trouble. He stole second. Ryan Domet threw the ball into center field, was charged with an error. Fowler went down to third, and then on a 4-6-3 double play ball hit into by Carlos Gonzalez, Fowler would score the Rockies run.
Now Domet got a redeemer with that 2-run homer.
Yes, he did.
On his throw.
Jonathan Herrera now takes outside, and Domet needs to have a word as 5 straight balls have been issued by Charlie Morton.
Good visit right here. Just nip it in the bud right now, 1-0. Don't wait till it gets 3-0. Go out there and tell Charlie, hey, let's stay aggressive. Remember that first inning? I got in trouble. Kind of got a little lucky with that 3-0 ground ball double play. Let's get back in that strike zone right now.
So 1-0 to Herrera. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Dexter Fowler held on by Lyle Overbay. Fowler's got good speed. In fact, he led in triples last year. Led the majors. He had 14 triples. Fans chanting, "Let's go Bucks." They want an out here. Herrera takes a strike. 1-1 to Jonathan Herrera. Big night last night for the second baseman. He had 3 hits and 6 trips. Came into the game batting .429. That's a base hit to left. Slapped it over there. Now 2 on. And 2 outs for Carlos Gonzalez, who was 0 for his last 9 going back to game 1 of this series Thursday.
And that last time up, he did exactly what you want as a sinker ball pitcher when you have a lefty up there that's got some pop in the bat. You want him to try and pull that sinker away from him. That's exactly what he did. Put it on the ground, got that double play that really got Charlie on the right track after that. because it looked like things could have got really ugly there in that first inning. Just one run scored. It was a great outcome after got the situation going the way it was. First and third, and nobody out.
Strike on the corner.
There it is, right on, well, just a smidgen off the corner.
Right off the corner.
Got the call. We'll take it.
0-1 the count to Gonzalez. Fowler, the tying run, is at second base, and a ground ball past Walker, and Fowler will come around to score. That 2-out walk pays off for the Rockies, and they have tied the game at 2.
Well, he still didn't hit it all that well. It was just a ground ball, but this time instead of right at somebody, he was able to sneak it up the middle. Got a little bit more of this one. It wasn't a broken bat ground ball like the one he had in the first inning. Yeah, the first bounce took place almost by the mound.
Two. And Troy Tulowitzki at the plate. Dangerous customer. He homered in 3 straight before having that string snapped last night. Interesting fact on Tulowitzki. He had an unbelievable month of September last year. Hit .322 for the month. This one goes down to Pedro. He'll go the short way, and Neal held the bag long enough. Run comes in on 2 hits. 2-2 after 2.5 on Root Sports. Live on Root Sports Monday morning. Get his take on the world of sports and much more. Check out the Dan Patrick Show weekday mornings at 9 on Root Sports. Along with Bob Walk, Tim Neverett, bottom of the third, 2-2 ball game. Love to see the kids and the dads bringing their gloves to the ballpark.
Look at that ballpark.
Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
Well, Charlie Morton will lead off. And Charlie would like to help his own cause here.
And all the pitchers have paid much more attention to what they do with the bat, whether it's getting bunts down, swinging the bat.
Mark Stripmatter, who is on the coaching staff, came over with Clint Hurdle. He was on Clint's staff in Colorado. former catcher in that system. He works primarily with the pitchers on their hitting. And it seems like this year the pitchers come to the plate, they just the way they stand, they look more ready to hit.
Yeah, it's like they care. I mean, their numbers were just abysmal last year. You got no help out of the pitching staff at all, just about. You know, they don't have to hit doubles or anything, but just get a hit every now and then, avoid the strikeouts, and get your bunch down.
1-2 up in the air to right center field and fairly deep. That's a run for Seth Smith.
That's what we're talking about.
He catches up to it and makes the out. Let's check in again with Lacey.
Well, I'm out here in center field. There was a bit of a skirmish, if you guys saw earlier, with Ryan Domit's home run. Spencer here was going after the ball, bouncing off his back. So Andy made the catch from Carnegie. What was going through your mind when you saw the ball come at you?
Well, first of all, I was going to try and catch it, but I also didn't want the Rockies fan that is here to get it. So as long as a Pirate fan had it, I was all right.
See, and that's what this is about out here. It is teamwork. The Rocky fan has actually disappeared, and so they're working out here. Now, that ball almost came down. Would you have been able to dive after that?
I had to hold the Rockies fan back. He was really getting after it. I grabbed him, so we go.
Well, and what's really interesting is Andy had a lollipop in his mouth the entire time, even while going after the ball. So he says from now on, when he comes to a Pirates game, he's going to have a lollipop. So baseball superstition, you see it all the time, even with fans.
They have to wear the same jersey and everything.
Hey, I really like that. You know, that's unselfishness right there. You give up the ball to block for somebody else.
Well, it was an assist. He set a pick for him.
Yep.
He should get an assist. That was the pick and roll right there.
You know, I saw him. He kind of put the bear hug on him, though. I think we could have saw a flag for illegal use of the hands on offense.
Little holding, but no one saw it.
A little bit of holding going on there. There's holding on every play, though, right?
That's what I hear. That's a strike call. You saw Ryan Domit a moment ago. 60 career home runs, 48 of them as a catcher. And that ties him with Smokey Burgess and Manny Sanguillen for fourth place in the club's all-time home run list for catchers. And there is ball four, and Jose Tabata draws a one-out walk. See, now these guys are watching probably on MLB At Bat 11.
That's what they're doing.
And they're watching themselves on the app that you can get for your device.
Oh, he's very happy with his effort there. You saw that.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, it is.
Here's Neil Walker's second time around. 0 for 1. Struck out looking in the first. 1 out and 1 on for the Pirates in a 2-2 game. 2 hits apiece. Jose Tabata leads the club in stolen bases with 3. Had another one last night. Yeah, it was still last night. It wasn't in the morning. It was this morning when he actually got the walk-off double. 20 minutes after midnight. How's that for a seat? Or for a place to stand, really, up on the rotunda. One of the things about Root Sports this year here at PNC Park games here, we've got a roving wireless camera that'll take you places that you've never seen on television before, angles of this ballpark that you've never seen. That was one of them right there.
On the rotunda. Boy, that was a busy place opening day. That was packed.
There's Rico Suave, our roving cameraman. Nothing in 1 to Neil Walker. Inside 1-1.
Neil with that strikeout in the first. Remember, that was that pitch that really didn't agree with it all. Borderline down. He hasn't got a lot of breaks on some of those calls this year. All that stuff evens out, but when they're going the other way, I'm sure you're not thinking that in your mind that they're going to even out. They've been going toward the pitcher's way most of the time early in the season for Walker.
Jose might have been leaning slightly the wrong way, but managed to get back.
Good hit and run count. 1 out, 1 ball and strike.
Here comes the 1-1 from Greg Reynolds. Nope, he'll watch Tabata back to the bag.
Just the booze going on that step off.
Well, this is the 3rd home game, and there's no question the fans have been very much into it. Opening day, the Pirates didn't play well at all. Last night, the walk-off win, and here in a 2-2 ball game. Pitch out, 2-1.
Rockies thought we were going to hit and run. They thought wrong.
Steve and I were having a discussion last night on what the difference between guessing and anticipation is. He says that if you're up there trying to guess a pitch or guess a play, you don't want to guess. He said, but if you say you anticipate it, it's okay.
I think guessing is more about selling out on whatever you think it is, where anticipating is just good preparation.
Walker pulls it foul. Nice catch. See, got his glove.
What did you and Steve decide was the difference? Guessing.
We did. We agreed that they were more similar than different. I mean, if you're hitting, what do you anticipate a curveball, you guess a curveball. What's the difference?
I think if you're going to guess curveball, you're going to sell out on the curveball. You're going to be sitting on it. Whereas if you in anticipation, you're thinking that okay, good chance he's going to be throwing a curveball here, but you're not going to sell out to where you can't get the bat to a fastball.
2-2 to Walker. That's outside. There goes Jose, and he's got his 4th stolen base.
I was anticipating that he was going to run.
Well, you guessed right.
Easy steal.
No, I like it. I've been hearing it a little bit around the park. Fans taking that soccer cheer and equating it to Jose's name. Jose, 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 Jose. I kind of like it. Just behind Willie Bloomquist of Arizona now and steals. Full count to Walker. Chance to drive in a run here. And that's ball 4. A good word from Jose Tabata tonight. It has to do with what he's thinking at the plate, guessing or anticipating. I'm looking for one pitch. I'm thinking if he throws a fastball, I'll take a good swing. When he threw the pitch, I swung the bat. I stayed with my approach, middle away, and you see what happened. What happened was he hit it off the right field wall.
Yeah, I would say that's an anticipation there. He's not selling out on a fastball, but if he gets it, he's going to be ready for it. He's going to stay with his approach, middle away, try and think opposite gap. That's anticipation. That's a good word. I'm going to remember that. I'm anticipating an RBI here.
And Mccutchen takes outside. Well, when you talk about anticipation, don't you think about one song?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the ad?
Mm-hmm.
It's making me wait, keeping me waiting.
A lot of places have to squeeze plastic bottles.
Yeah, you used to have to stick a knife in there to kind of get it to go.
Yeah. There's a nice little diner up on Wexford Flats up there right by NA. Still has the glass ketchup bottles. Ate lunch there today. Oh, that was nice. I love the glass Heinz bottles.
Pirates threatening here in the third. That one just barely grazed the outside corner.
Strike zone says Oh, just nicking the edge.
Well, Mccutchen with a 1-1 count. 1 down, 2 on. Good speed on the bases for the Pirates. Reynolds pitch. That's just off the plate. Maybe an inch outside where the last one was. He tried to go in a similar location. Mccutchen, pretty good hitter with runners on base in his career. 322 in 304 at-bats with runners on. 9 home runs, and he's got 94 runs batted in with men on base. Hits this one to the right side. They'll try for 2. Tulowitzki will hold on to it. And Walker is erased in the middle. Tabata down to third. And at first base is Andrew Mccutchen. Well, Pirates fans, if you want to talk baseball with our baseball brain, Bob Walk, and pick his brain a bit on Root Sports, we'll give you that chance. Join in on today's conversation in the booth by texting us a question. Text the keyword booth followed by your question and your name to 412-412. Later in the game, we'll ask Bob your question on the air. That's what we do. And we welcome you to Root Sports. It's easy to remember that text number because it's just the Pittsburgh area code twice. So it's very easy to remember. Don't even need to put that in speed dial, do you?
No, not at all. That's an easy one to remember. Whatever happens here tonight, got a question about it? Well, you know, maybe something else about the team you want to talk about? Well, give us a text. And I'll see if I can come up with an answer.
And if he can't come up with an answer, it'll sound pretty good. It'll sound like
I'll make up something and be very convincing with it.
As long as you're convincing about the argument, people may believe you. Clint Hurdle got a great ovation on opening day. A lot of folks watched some of the moves that he made while on the road trip before the Pirates came home. Made an interesting move in the game last night, walking Troy Tulowitzki to load the bases to get to a pinch hitter, Todd Helton, in a 3-3 game. And it worked out when Helton grounded out to second. You'd say that's probably an unconventional move. Overbay, 1 for 1. He doubled in the second inning, and he rode home for free on Ryan Domit's home run. Right now, looking for another base hit. Pirates trying to unlock this game.
He stayed with his approach last at bat. He's not up there looking to pull all the time. He likes to think opposite gap with that fastball. Saw that a lot in spring training, where he really likes to drive the ball to left center.
2-0.
Not that he won't turn on one. He'll make use of that short porch, the Clemente wall.
Well, the majority of his home runs he seems to hit at his home ballpark. Last year he hit 13 out of his 20 at Rogers Center in Toronto. Clemente wall 21 feet high. 2-0. And Overbay rolls it slowly to second. Herrera throws him out. And nothing across for the Bucks in the third. 3 full on the Bucks. 2-2.
Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
Time for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Mobility. We'll get to that question just a second from now as Seth Smith takes a strike. Question is, which Rockies pitcher gave up the Pedro Alvarez 3-run walk-off home run in the 10th inning on August 7th last season? Pedro going after this one. That one finds a hole, and Alvarez holds him to a single. All things considered, not a bad play by Pedro to keep him to one base.
Yeah, you're thinking, when it was off the bat, that it's a pop fly, but right about now you're going, oh, please, no, don't kick way over by the wall, make it a double. Pedro able to prevent that. Good job. I mean, there it is again. In this game, you're already seeing kind of a microcosm of Alvarez, the good and the bad, over at third base. Couple of great plays. That's a nice play he just made there. Making sure that was just a single. Early on, very routine ground ball. He almost threw it away at second base. Walker had to save him. Almost threw that ball out into right field. That's what you're getting out of Alvarez, and that's why you really can't make any judgments on him early on. You got to watch him, as we were talking, for the next 6 months, because he's very young. He's going to get better. It's just going to take some time. There'll be some growing pains. He'll be frustrating at times with some of those throws, but
it's part of growing up in baseball.
But he also is going to make some brilliant plays, like we have seen. Made a couple of nice plays already in this ball game.
Nobody out. Smith, the seeing eye single at first base. Smith, former quarterback at the University of Mississippi, backed up Eli Manning. His teammate Todd Helton, quarterback at Tennessee, backed up Peyton Manning. Although when Peyton, who was younger than Helton, that wasn't Helton's plan. He was expecting to start, but Peyton, as a freshman, won the job after a week or two.
Worked out for both of them.
Yeah, they made the right call. One ball, one strike. Jose Lopez, versatile infielder. This one down to third. Alvarez goes to Walker for one to first. Double play.
The perfect chest high throw to Walker that time. Watch this feed. Right over the bag, chest high. Just what Walker wanted. You hang him out there somewhere left or right, probably not going to get that double play.
First pitch, a strike call to Ty Wigginton. Well, what a second baseman will say, or a shortstop too, but on that particular play, second baseman will kind of draw a circle around his chest and say, hit me in here. They'll draw a target for him. Bouncer to Rodriguez. He sets his feet, and he's got him. And the second time tonight, Charlie Morton has had a 7-pitch inning. Helped out by the double play. All even after 3.5. Great pictures once again tonight from the AGH cam, thanks to Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine. Ryan Domit hitting his 60th career home run. That put the Pirates ahead 2-1. Rockies since have plated a run. It's 2-2, bottom of the 4th inning. And the kids having a blast here on a Saturday night at the ballpark. Pedro Alvarez leading off against Greg Reynolds. Alvarez flying to left his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Andrew hitting an even 200 with 4 runs batted in early in the season. To left field. That's slicing down toward the line. And that will drop just fine. Boy, oh boy.
A nice little leadoff double. How close? How close? About an inch.
Third base umpire Tim Timmons right on it.
Maybe an inch and a half.
Another slick fielding Pittsburgh fan. Played the good hop.
Not going to let anyone even touch that ball.
He's trying to
there's
buy
an
it.
offer. I see an offer.
Yeah, look at that.
There's an offer.
Come on, I'll give you $1.
Yeah. Oh, there's $1. $1 for it. Could have been a fin. You don't know.
1-1. And Pedro takes inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. AT&T trivia question: which Rockies pitcher gave up the Pedro Alvarez walk-off 3-run blast in the 10th last season?
I don't know.
There's a city named after him.
Houston.
Houston Street. We go back to the 7th of August. 2 on, and Pedro hits it into the porch. A 3-run bomb. Everybody on their feet. Perhaps the most exciting home run hit in the 10 years of PNC Park. And he hits this one to center field. Fowler started in, now goes back and makes an acrobatic catch. Talk about makeup speed.
Definitely misread that one off the bat. He breaks in hard and had to throw the brakes on after about 3 steps. Ended up running back where he was. Not only did he get back there quickly, he still had to extend and jump. That's a tough play, center fielder. A line drive right at you. How's it going to carry?
There's Domit's second time up. First time he put it into the right center field bleachers.
Ended up getting a pitch that was up about where that 41 is on his uniform. Hit it in the pantry.
That's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. There's Domit in the 2nd inning. Went deep off of Greg Reynolds, his first home run of the year. No doubt about that one. That's the Cold Hard Blast, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. So the 1-1 on the way. And Domit up in the air to left. Gonzalez drifting back. And he's got a beat on it for an out.
Long ways out that way. Not too many left-handers drive it out over the 383 side. Opposite field. That's a tough poke.
Two outs, nobody aboard.
Garrett Jones got that kind of power if he needs it.
He does.
Remember that ball that he hit over the batter's eye in Philadelphia?
The only other guy to do that was Ryan Howard. They want Jones to hit a home run, obviously. The shift is on. Rockies with 3 on the right, 1 on the left. And the Arizona Diamondbacks did this to Garrett a couple of seasons ago. And all he did was lay down a perfect bunt for a base hit, then they stopped doing it. Another team stopped doing it as well, but this time right into the glove of Wigginton. And that'll do it. Pirates done in order in the 4th inning. 2-2 Rockies and Pirates on a great Saturday night at PNC Park. You're watching Pirates baseball on Root Sports. Benefiting Pirates charities. Better than 2,500 participants. Started right there on the bridge. Parrott said, hey, let's go. A lot of folks took part in it. A lot of folks helped out. Alco Parking, Alpha Graphics, Apple Vacations, Bob Evans, the Bella's Old Fashioned Subs, Dole, GNC, the Parking Spot, Root Sports, Spring Hill Suites, Sunoco. Pirates President Frank Coonley had a good time today. Hot Snacks, Trip Total Media helped out as well. A lot of folks made it a great event, and those folks are going to tell their friends. We're going to tell their friends.
Well, I thought Glass's time was pretty good too.
Steve had a good time.
Yeah.
He was having a good time snoring in bed at that time of the day. He was up too late last night. Are you kidding?
I thought for sure he would be out there.
Got the schedule posters tonight.
Yeah, nice giveaway tonight.
Jose Morales is the hitter, and he fouls it off. 2-1. Neat thing about the 5K is that it finished right here in the ballpark. You got to run down the ramp, run down the foul line, and right to home plate. And they had you as you were running along. You're up on the jumbotron. Pretty neat deal. I think that'll be even a bigger field next year. Strike 2. Our director Jeff Mitchell is. Let's see, what did he run? New York City Marathon.
Yep.
Is he still on the course, or did he finish that yet? I haven't seen him in a while.
Gypsies are long distance experts.
Between our producer Pete Toma and our director Jeff Mitchell, there's 6 marathons that have been run. Of course, Jeff has 5 of them. 2-2 the score here in the top half of the 5th. Full count to Morales. Fouls it off again. John Wayner was the MC today. John got up early with everybody.
Well, then he couldn't run, did he? He had to stay here. John can run.
He can run. Likes to run.
He's a trotter.
That's high ball 4, and the leadoff man aboard. Morales walks down to first base, and the batter will be the pitcher, Greg Reynolds. The pitcher pitches by inning 17 in the first, 18 in the third, and then 7 the rest of the way. 7 so far in the 5th, and nobody out.
Those 3 innings where he put up 7s. That's got his pitch count down in the 50s right now, 56. That's not too bad at all.
Alvarez charging. Reynolds fights it off, and Overbay, a very good try to pick that one off in the air.
Overbay, it can't come too early. He's got to hold the runner on. But here he comes breaking. Sees that the ball is in the air. Tried to make the out. That's why you're trying to bunt it that direction, because you know the first baseman, he has to delay in his break to the plate.
Reynolds will try to lay it down again to get Morales to second.
AGH Camp's going to give us a shot of. Oh, look at that.
One and one to Reynolds. He pulls the bat back and takes a hack at him. It's got to be a little unnerving when you're the third baseman standing about 30 feet away from him.
I don't understand.
Puts a full swing on the ball.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't understand why pitchers do that. Because I mean, you've got a great shot at hitting into a double play here. And you know your job is to sacrifice punt, move the runner over, get it down.
And
there
he
you
does. Go. Right back to Charlie Morton. Goes on to Walker covering at first.
You know, what if he would have tried to swing there and hit a ground ball for a double play to take him out of the inning?
Reynolds gets some handshakes.
Unless there was somebody thought a hit and run was put on. Could have been a missed sign. That's a possibility.
It's his first day here. Could have missed one.
Yeah, he might have thought he saw something that wasn't there.
Dexter Fowler, strike one. 0-1 to Fowler. Fowler has walked twice, and he has scored both Colorado runs. As Morales represents the go-ahead run in the 5th. Now, yesterday's starter for Colorado, Jorge De La Rosa, left the game after 5, and nothing was said about it. Learned later that he left because of a recurrence of a blister issue. Rockies kept that hush-hush.
Having a hard time with the fingers, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Ubaldo Jimenez has an issue on the right thumb, bad enough where he's on the DL.
Cuticle problem, right?
Right.
Got a cuticle problem, a blister problem. You get that jar of pickle juice out there.
To left field. Tabata with the grab. 2 down.
Almost playing him a little too cheap. Not expecting Fowler to be able to drive the ball very far that way.
Excited out there in the bleachers tonight. Did you ever use the pickle juice on your hand?
No. That was like an old wives' tale, I think, that you used to hear about. I used to use that stuff that turns your finger like yellowish brown, betadine solution or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Iodine stuff?
Yeah, I used to put that kind of stuff on and try and toughen up your finger. I don't know if that did anything either.
You hear about certain pitchers using super glue. James McDonald, with the Dodgers, had an issue with a finger last year, partially caused by super glue use. And then when he came over after the trade deadline, the Pirates got him off the super glue. No more super glue on the hands. 2-0 to Herrera.
I'm not sure about the super glue. What was that all about? don't know what that would help you with.
A blister?
To fix a blister. Yeah, I've heard guys that are trying to.
It's like a patch.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah,
like patching up a
blister
tire.
Problem. Yeah, I thought you meant super glue, like helping your toughen up your skin.
No.
Yeah, I could see using glue to glue down a loose piece of skin. I can see that for sure. Guys will do anything to try and keep that finger that's already hurt in pitching shape.
Charlie Morton has issued his 5th walk of the game. Ray Searage will come out of the dugout.
Now this is kind of a replay of what happened to him in St. Louis. Just that wildness, kind of rearing its head now and then, getting him in problems, to where in St. Louis he was able to pitch out of no problem, with no effort.
Joel Hanrahan hits the links for a golf outing, and we get to ride along with him for a closer look at our closer. Sit back and enjoy Inside Pirates Baseball tomorrow night at 7 on Root Sports. He might just try to hit a golf ball with a bat. Tune in to see. Two, Rockies and Pirates. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Charlie Morton pitching to Carlos Gonzalez. He delivers ball 1. Got to be careful with this guy. Gonzalez was acquired by the Rockies from the Oakland Athletics in the trade that sent Matt Holliday from Colorado to Oakland before Holliday went to St. Louis. Ripped to right. Jones comes up with it. Coming around third is Morales, and he's out! Great throw, Garrett Jones. And Morales gunned down for the final out. Down Jose Morales.
They got a tight ball game. Look at it. Jonesy had that ball in his glove well before Morales even got to third base. Gave an opportunity. The throw a little bit up the line, but it was a nice, strong one hopper, and so Domet was able to get to the ball in time to dive back for that tag.
Josh Rodriguez to lead off in the bottom half of the 5th against Greg Reynolds. Takes a strike.
Obviously a very important play in a 2-2 ball game. These two teams are playing some tight baseball, aren't they?
They are battling.
14 innings last night. Here's our AGH cam. Watch the tag. Domit's got the ball, dives back in. And I don't know, maybe didn't tag it.
Well, home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg right on top of it. You would think he had the best view. G.I. Jones fires a bullet from right field. One and two to Josh Rodriguez. .58-footer. From the splash cam.
There's that throw in, one hop right there. Oh, that was a nice throw.
Two to Rodriguez. On the right field line, foul. Josh, member of the Cleveland Indians organization, picked up the top choice in this winter's Rule 5 draft by the Pirates. As a Rule 5 pick, he's got to stay on the big league roster all year or be offered back to his original club.
Have him make a Rule 5 that ended up making a deal for him as the season went on.
Donnie Beal still in the organization. John Rayner didn't work out last year. 2-2. That's right into the glove of Reynolds. Hit it right on the nose, but right at Reynolds' glove. Rodriguez goes back to the dugout 0 for 2. Well, Charlie Morton gave it a ride last time up, but it was Seth Smith that caught up to it in the right center field gap.
Just an example of the Pirate pitchers definitely making an effort. You know, last year there wasn't much there. A lot of strikeouts. They're definitely taking this seriously.
Morton,
look at that,
fouls it off. Well, I remember in Bradenton, I went up to the batting cage right near the clubhouse and asked Ross Ollendorf if he was taking home run practice. It was kind of a joke I had with some of the pitchers last year. They got home run practice today, and they'd say, oh yeah, and they'd go out and try and hit home runs. Well, he said, we're not allowed to do that anymore. He said, it's all serious now.
Well, you know, one thing that may have got their attention right away is the fact that everybody else in spring training was using a DH, and we're letting our pitchers hit. I think that gets the pitcher's attention, like, hey, you know, our new manager is serious about this. We better get our act together.
2-2 to Morton. Number one game where Kevin Correa against the Boston Red Sox had 2 hits, including a 2-run double. 2-2, and Morton puts it on the ground to Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki's throw on the mark, and Charlie is down. 2 away. Fans, every Sunday Pirates home game is a Giant Eagle Advantage Card Day, where the Pirates offer you 2 ways to save. Purchase on game day, you'll save $5 off select reserve seats. Purchase in advance, double that savings to $10 off. To purchase tickets, visit the PNC Park ticket windows or go online at pirates.com/AdvantageCard. That is tremendous.
It's commitment. That's what it takes.
You don't think people are getting excited about the Pirates around town when you see that? Bouncer to short. And Tulowitzki takes care of Tabata. And the Pirates go on an order in the 5th. On to the 6th inning at PNC Park. Pirates baseball coming your way on Roots Sports.
Pour a ton on it. Let's go, Bucks.
Game summary through 5 innings. 2-2. 2 runs on 4 hits for Colorado. 2-2-1 the line for Pittsburgh. Brian Doman 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. Dexter Fowler has scored both Colorado runs. He's walked twice. And Garrett Jones with the howitzer from right field. There they are, the core 4 on the schedule poster tonight.
Core 4.
Alvarez, Mccutchen, Tabata, and Walker. Troy Tulowitzki leads off. Started to tell you last time he was up, Bob, about his month of September that he had last year. 322, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 15 home runs in the month, 40 RBIs in the month, and 30 runs scored. And he had a slugging percentage of .800. The only other major league player to equal or exceed Tulowitzki's totals in both home runs and RBIs during September in any season ever?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth, 1927. He had 17 home runs and 43 runs batted in 27. I mean, you're living right when you're putting up numbers like that in a 30-day period.
And you're playing pretty darn good too. When somebody says you did something like Babe Ruth did it. It's even if you were a pitcher. Babe Ruth put up some awesome pitching stats too that people forget about.
Yeah, he was good. 1-2 right into Charlie Morton's mitt. Nice play by Charlie. 1 down. Minor league games in progress involving the Pirates AAA team. Indianapolis, they're tied at 2 with Columbus, top of the 6th. Altoona has beaten Erie. That was a day game today, 6-2. And Charlotte not happy about being blown out 13-0 last night, leading Bradenton 13-1 in the top of the 6th in Florida State League action throughout the course of the season. We'll keep you updated on the minor leagues right here on Root Sports. Let you know what the guys on their way up are doing. Seth Smith singled in the 4th inning. 1 out on the 1-0 count. Is ripped to right, and Smith got all of it. This ball's gone. Home run number 1 for Seth Smith, and the Rockies now lead it 3-2.
Didn't go in the water though. Hit the boat.
Well, Smith got all of that ball. The boat got all of it too.
Yep.
Prevented it from getting wet.
That had to be a shock out there by the boat.
Like a cannonball coming down.
Said the ball hitting the side of the vessel.
Jose Lopez grounds out to Pedro Alvarez, and there's 2 down now.
The arm we were talking about. There's the pitch. We're looking at it with the AGH cam. So the spin just right down the middle. There it goes. Going to bounce and then go up over the wall, roll down the bank, and hit the boat.
Got it broadside. That was a hull hitter. Of all the places to park your boat.
Must be some kind of official capacity out there in that boat. I don't think that with fireworks night you won't allow them to get there.
That's a good point.
Next to the Riverwalk.
Good observation. 2-0 to Wigginton. And a chopper to Alvarez. Plays the in-between hop. Nice play by Pedro. And a bullet over to first base to Overbeck. Well, it's sink or swim tonight in Pittsburgh on the Allegheny. Coors Light Freeze Cam. Ryan Domit back in the second. Hammers one out of here. His first of the year, and freeze it. That is in the sweet spot. And that's the Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And it would go very well
with a Coors Light.
With 3 or 4 of those. Probably polish those off. Those don't look very big, do they?
I don't know about 3 or 4.
Stack one on top of another?
I'll go with the double. Double would be fine. I look at the flames just kind of licking at them a little bit there. Getting the little crusties on the bottom.
You need to put some bacon on there. Bacon would make it.
A little jalapeno cheese melted over the top of, what do you call that? Pepper jack?
Pepper jack.
Got the little bits of jalapenos in it.
The comebacker, Walker, and he is out quickly. Greg Reynolds taking up a lot of space up the middle, defending his position very well.
Sesame seed bun too for me. That's important, by the way.
That was the farthest thought from Reynolds' mind there. He was trying to protect himself.
You mean he wasn't thinking about hamburgers?
No. I doubt it.
That's a quick glove work there. That's his offside. You see a lot of stabs on the left side, but not too many going backhand. Pretty impressive.
Andrew Mccutchen with 2 home runs on the year. 5 runs banded in, carrying a .241 average right now. 1 out, and the 1-0 pitch coming. McCutchen shows bunt. 2-0. Andrew can do so many things. He could bunt for a base hit if he wanted to. Steal bases. Runs very well in the outfield. He can hit for power. And bangs it through the left side. A base hit.
Love to get that speed on.
See if he uses it now.
A little pressure on the defense. A little hanger.
Hot shot from Andrew Mccutchen. Pirates trailing by a run. And McCutchen can really run. Middle infield playing for Tooch. Troy Tulowitzki shading the bag at second base. Third baseman Jose Lopez over in the hole.
And no doubt who's covering on a steal, is there?
Tulowitzki's pitched the 10. He's camping out by the second base bag. Wigginton holding McCutchen on. 6'7" right-hander Greg Reynolds delivers. And Overbay, ground ball to the right side. McCutchen tried to slide wide, but Tulowitzki the strong throw and a double play for Colorado. On to the 7th. Rockies 3, Pirates 2. good night at the ballpark. Pirates trying to find a way to get another run back. He's got the logo down, doesn't he, Bob?
Yeah, but look at the pennants there. See the pennants? The pennant notches?
Yeah, pennant notch.
Now, that's a subtle thing that really is something that has to be there if it's going to look official. You got to have the pennant notches, and they have them.
1 out as Morales grounds out.
See the notches and the R and the T? If you're going to make an official sign, you got to have the pennant notches. So whoever made that poster, they knew what they were doing. I like it.
You know who carries the games now, don't you? I was convinced on opening day when I looked up and saw the blimp. Root Sports on it. Not everybody gets a blimp, you know. Ryan Spilborgh's pinch hitting for Greg Reynolds. So Jim Tracy got what he wanted out of his spot starter, his emergency starter, Greg Reynolds, who went through 6 and leaves the game with a lead. Ryan Spilborgh's sometimes will start in the outfield and right field. Comes in off the bench often. And he will take a strike, 2-1. Left-hander Matt Reynolds loosening up in the bullpen for the Rockies. Will chopper toward third. And Alvarez throws him out. 2 down.
I just really love the way that Charlie has changed as a pitcher and has gone to getting the ground balls, working with the sinker.
And Matt Belisle is also up.
The confidence to go after the strike zone is just going to get better and better for him as the season goes along, and going to see these 5 walk nights start disappearing. There we go. That's what you were talking about. I didn't see that opening day. Yeah, that's sweet. You're right.
Not everybody gets that kind of treatment.
A blunt.
And even the logo on the LED going by, I think, had the pennant notches on it.
Gotta have them.
Dexter Fowler is no hits, 0 for 1, but he's walked twice, stolen a base, and scored twice. And that's what he can do at the top of the order. When you get that kind of speed up there, Jose Tabata the same way. Andrew McCutchen may hit at the top of the order on certain days when Tabata's not in the lineup. Those kind of players can really get things going, set the table, and create action. Fowler, a switch hitter, was the starting center fielder and leadoff man for the Olympic team in 2008. Ball outside. 2-2. Two down, nobody on. Morton's pitch. And foul ball. Fowler stays alive. Doman couldn't hang on.
There was that sideways spin that we're talking about earlier in a ball game with the sinkers. Because that ball just starts going down at the end. That's because it doesn't have the backspin. The backspin is going to aerodynamically keep the ball going straighter and fight gravity longer.
Shot down to second, handled by Walker, and a 1-2-3 top of the 7th for Charlie Morton. He gets the Rockies in order. Here on Root Sports, we enjoy one of the great traditions of baseball, the 7th inning stretch, as we take you out to the ball game in the middle of the 7th.
Fans needing to walk downtown during that time may use the Andy Warhol Bridge.
Good way to write Robert. Pennants.
Now it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you now to stand, join legendary Pirates organist Vince Lashide, and follow the bouncing Eden Park Smiley Cookie as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Bottom of the 7th, Pedro Alvarez. Strike 1 to him. Pedro tonight is 0 for 2. Flat out to left and lined out to center. Hit the ball really hard to center field on a line right at Dexter Fowler. He started in on it and then had to go back.
Had him confused. That ball hit hard right at him. Tough play for a center fielder to make a decision and almost decided wrongly.
Matt Reynolds, the new pitcher for Colorado. Pedro fouls it back. Well, El Toro needs to strike pretty soon.
Charlie Morton certainly has done his job tonight, huh? 7 innings. Really was able to give the bullpen the night off.
He spelled him for 7. Pirates would like to get Charlie a lead here. 1-2 to Pedro Alvarez. Reynolds pitch. 2-2.
Charlie was able to have a lot of real short innings where he didn't throw too many pitches, kept his pitch count down.
He's at 91 now, so that's not too bad.
No, that's not bad at all. 7 innings, 91 pitches.
2-2, foul off.
If he would, you get rid of 2 or 3 of those walks, which will happen, he'd be about 80 pitches. Be outstanding. That's the type of pitcher he's evolving into.
Oh, Pedro looks at strike 3. He doesn't agree.
Might have to take a look at our strike zone. That one there was a very borderline pitch. What does the strike zone say that was? Yeah. It's on the plate at the knees, according to the strike zone. Yeah, you can see the ball cross that front knee.
Had enough drop on it. It was caught behind the plate lower, but it came across at the knees. Pedro's 0 for 3. Ryan Domet batting right-handed against the left-hander Reynolds. Domet's second inning 2-run homer got the Pirates on the board. They haven't scored other than that.
Redbeard, the Pirate.
He likes that beard. Rips it down the left field line. That'll go to the corner. Domet hustling around first and working his way towards second base with a 1-out double. Pirates now with a tying run in scoring position. Domet 2 for 3.
Get those arms extended a little bit out in front of that ball. Right away, knows it's down the line. He put his head down immediately. Started hustling. Very important he get into second base. Looks like a Pirate, doesn't he? With the red beard.
He does. Just got the
shaved head.
I told him the other night he looked like Leonidas from the movie 3000.
We get a couple of hoop earrings on him.
He's going to grow it all year, he said. He wants to get that thing moving. And we were discussing the beard of Brian Wilson of the San Francisco Giants, and that his bullpen mate Sergio Romo has grown the same one. You can't tell the difference between them. Jim Tracy coming out to get Reynolds. Pitching change here at PNC Park. 3-2, Rockies in front for now. similarities do you see between Hurdle and Leland? Thanks for the question, Mike.
Well, it's a little on the early side to really be giving this a great answer, but as far as similarities, I think they're both very outgoing and really communicators. And that's the type of people they are. They spend a lot of time working with the players, talking to them about things, not just on the field during extra work and that sort of thing, but I'm talking about like walking around and messing with them in the dugout a little bit, and especially in the clubhouse, having fun. You're picking on each other a little bit. Leland used to do that an awful lot, and early on I've seen Clint do that same type deal where he has fun with the guys. He gets on them a little bit in a friendly, funny way.
So he's just taken Ryan Doman out of the ballgame. Ronnie Cedeno is going to pinch run for him. And Matt Diaz going to pinch hit for Garrett Jones. Diaz, a right-hander out there. He was going to hit against the lefty Reynolds, and then Jim Tracy went to the bullpen. Clint wanted to get some better speed on the base paths with the tying run. There it's down 3-2. Belisle has it fought off by Diaz.
Doman got a nice hand from the crowd.
Well, it hasn't been easy for Ryan because of his status. They talk about him being traded perhaps or whatnot, but he just wants to be wanted and wants to play well.
Hey, in spring training, it was almost a given that he was going to go somewhere else. He was going to be traded. And, he thought every day he would sit there in that clubhouse, look around and think, who are my teammates going to be this year? But you never can tell how things work out.
Diaz to right field, a base hit. Cedeno's coming around third. Here comes the throw from Smith. And Cedeno's safe, and Diaz drives in the tying run. 3-3.
Outstanding. Didn't try and do a whole lot with this. Probably thinking right field the whole way. Oh, yeah, you could see the way he was swinging at it, keeping his hands inside. He's trying to whack that ball to right field. Executed. Cedeno scores without a play.
Matt Diaz with an RBI. Smiling Matt. Josh Rodriguez with one out. This is Matt Belisle's third appearance in this series. He's appeared in each game. Rodriguez still looking for that first big league hit. Belisle gets his sign from Morales. Long pause. Now he'll throw over. Diaz battled with some injuries last year while with the Atlanta Braves. And because they moved Martin Prado from second base out to left field, he became expendable. Really enjoyed his time with the Braves. Rodriguez takes a strike.
And not too many people are not going to enjoy their time playing for Bobby Cox. And of course, going up the Spurs after a long time managing in the major leagues and extremely successfully. It'll be kind of weird down in Atlanta right now without Bobby Cox sitting in that dugout.
0-1. Now it's 0-2. And Cox stayed with the Braves. He's working as a quote-unquote consultant.
Kind of like Chuck Tanner was here for years and years.
He was in Orlando at spring training at their complex at Disney World. And he'll be checking on the minor league operations. Of course, Chuck Tanner honored here on opening day. His son Bruce Tanner throwing out the first pitch to Manny Sanguillen. It was a great touch. 0-2 to Josh Rodriguez. And he goes down swinging. 2 men out, And now John Bowker will pinch hit for Charlie Morton. We are Root Sports, and we root for the home team just like you. This is where your Penguins and Pirates play. Stay connected. Follow us on Twitter at Root Sports Pit. Welcome to Root Sports. Social media is the way to go now, Bob. It's everywhere.
Are you twittering?
It's called tweeting.
Oh, are you tweeting?
Tweeting. Well, we get the Twitter notifications on our phones now.
Not me. I don't know how to do that.
Well, maybe you'll be taught one of these days. Take a lesson.
I hope not.
That's the world in which we live. Waves starting to go around PNC Park. Great crowd here tonight. Hoping for a Bucco win. Pirates have tied it up here in the bottom of the 7th. I'm glad you're along for the ride with us on Root Sports with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. There it goes. John Bowker. Pinch hitting.
Follow the wave. As soon as it hits the right field stands, hit the ball right there. Right there. The wave going through the pantry.
Oh, that's funny. The pantry. Bowker takes inside, 2-0. John Bowker will get a World Series ring from the San Francisco Giants. Also got a playoff share from them. He was part of their opening day lineup last year. Came over to the Pirates in the trade for Javi Lopez. And he hits this one up in the air to the shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. He makes the catch. We're on to the 8th inning. Buccos tie it up, and we're all square at 3 runs apiece. Even at 3 runs apiece. As we go to the top of the 8th, Ronnie Cedeno stays in the game, and he will play shortstop. Jason Jaramillo goes behind the plate. And in right field, Matt Diaz. He hit for Garrett Jones. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense tonight. And Garrett Jones got it going. Carlos Gonzalez thinks he's got an RBI. Jose Morales coming around third. And Jones throws him out.
A real nice, strong throw. Just a little bit up the line, but Gilman made up for it with a nice glove and tag.
The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Here is Jose Veras. Had a good start to his season.
Yeah, a lot of good numbers in that bullpen. That was one of the question marks for this club when the season started. Is what about the middle area with Hanrahan moving up into that closer spot, Meek moving into the 8th inning man. When he's healthy, then what was the rest of the bullpen going to look like? I think a lot of those guys have answered some questions here first week of the season. All off to a pretty fine start.
Jonathan Herrera has reached base 3 times, twice via the walk, and got a base hit in the 3rd. Opposite field single. 1-0 pitch. Missed for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Jose Veras working to Jonathan Herrera, and he deals him a fastball strike.
Herrera wanting to get on base here to start this inning off. He's taken all the way on that 2-1 pitch.
$25,398 in the house tonight. 2-1. And it looked like he might have caught part of the plate, but it's called ball 3. Let's see where it was. Well, just a bit high and outside. It's nice having the strike zone, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
A real good look. 3-2. Full count to Herrera. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 8th in a 3-3 game. Each team with 5 hits. Herrera fights it off. Well, the Buccos have been battling so far this year. Off to a decent start at 5-3. Started the night a half game behind Cincinnati in the Central. Cincinnati out west against Arizona tonight in the bottom of the 4th, leading 2-0.
Well, this one's there for the winning. How about 6-3?
Would be a better start.
Yes, it would. Don't take your foot off the pedal.
Missed. The 3rd time Herrera has reached on a walk. And Veras snapped the ball back from Jason Jaramillo, a bit upset with himself. Fans, Pirate games are funner in bunches. Book your group outing of any size at PNC Park today and ask how each member of your group can take home a Pirates cap or a Roberto Clemente replica jersey with just the price of a ticket in addition to a great discount. To reserve your group tickets, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS or visit pirates.com. 125th season of Pirates baseball. Started in 1887. And Veras missed badly on that one. Carlos Gonzalez, the hitter. 2 for 3 after taking an 0 for 7 in last night's game. Strike is called. Gonzalez hit into a double play his first time up in the 1st inning after Charlie Morton had walked Dexter Fowler and Jonathan Herrera. Rafael Betancourt getting ready to go. When he comes on, allow extra time. He does. He may be the slowest working guy out of the stretch ever.
Betancourt.
Yeah. He pitched last night for a while, and it was about a minute in between pitches. I mean, I might be off in my estimation, but it seemed that way. In the throw to first base.
We're going to the 4 corners right here.
Yeah, 4 corners offense. There's no shot clock here either. Although there is in college baseball now. There's a pitch clock. Middle infield at double play depth. 1-1. That's the count. And Gonzalez takes Ian away. And Cedeno will come in to converse with Jose Veras.
Yeah, if you look at Veras' numbers last year, that you think, wow, he really had a good season. But the one thing that kind of jumps out a little bit, a few too many walks. It's the problem that a little fly in the ointment with him. Sometimes you can't find the plate enough. It's out in the all-you-can-eat seats, isn't it?
It is. 2-1. Line to center field. Bouncing in front of Mccutchen. And Gonzalez has his third hit.
Tried to talk that one into carrying a little bit. See if Mccutchen could get under it.
And it just didn't listen to you, Bob. Look at Veras' numbers from last year. The Marlins, 48 games.
See the 29 walks in 48 games. That's 48 innings. It's just a few more than you would like to see. It's not like a really horrible number, but everything else looks so good there. You see the strikeouts, more strikeouts than innings pitched. Opponent batting average just $188. 29 walks. That's the only thing that you could point to possibly and say, well, he didn't really do a good job there.
That one's outside to Troy Tulowitzki. 2 on, nobody out. Pirates got the tying run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Trying not to give it back here in the top of the 8th. Tulowitzki, very dangerous. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And Veras getting himself in trouble.
Yeah, this is not really aggressive to the strike zone at this point. Tulowitzki in the driver's seat now. A 2-0 count.
One thing Tulowitzki's done over the last few years, he's changed his stance quite a bit. He had a real low base, almost like Albert Pujols, where his feet were really spread apart. Now he stands up a lot more. And it's 3-0. And now Veras getting deeper into trouble.
We need a ground ball. He's in the driver's seat. He's going to be very aggressive with the swings and the rest of this at bat. Maybe you can get him to go out and pull a pitch away from him and put it on the ground to Cedeno.
9 balls to 5 strikes.
Or Alvarez. I mean, that's what you're looking for here is throw a pitch away and hope he tries to pull it and rolls his wrist over and puts it on the ground.
And he gets a strike.
Like he was taking 3-0.
Daniel Mccutchen is called up today from Indianapolis to replace Ross Ollendorf on the roster. Ollendorf going on the 15-day disabled list with a posterior strain in his right shoulder. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Veras. And it's fouled back in the count full.
Dangerous spot there.
So the roster move made today. Ollendorf on the DL. And Mccutchen, who spent just 2 days in Indianapolis. Of course, the minor league season starts later than the major league season. Hadn't pitched in the game. He said he pitched 2 bullpens. I talked to him earlier today, and he was very excited to be back.
Replay on that pitch. That's a dangerous spot, wouldn't you say? Right down the middle of. I'll throw that one again to Tulowitzki.
First and second. Full count to Troy Tulowitzki. Payoff pitch. Got him with a curveball. Strike 3.
See him lean back. How about that? 3-0. Came back. Got away with a pitch down the middle. And then throws that hook. Tulowitzki bends right backwards. And the ball breaks right down the middle. Look at him bend backwards. Look at the spin on that ball right there. Look at Tulowitzki's bending back. He thinks that ball's coming up and in. When he sees it leave the hand, it looks like it's coming up and in. He starts moving back, and that's all she wrote. You can't can't make a comeback from that. You start leaning out of there.
Here's Seth Smith. Homered his last time up. Well, you know how we were talking about guessing and anticipating before the differences? I don't think he anticipated a curveball there. He wasn't looking for a curve.
I wouldn't have been anticipating one, but you have to have a two-strike type approach that will allow you to still hit the ball even though you're not anticipating it. But as somebody as wild as Veras was to this point, you know, he's been falling behind in the count. No, I don't think you can anticipate him throwing you a hook 3-2, but you got to at least have some kind of an approach where you're thinking, okay, fastball right center, to where you're not leaning out of there right away.
0-2. Veras coming back, getting ahead of Seth Smith. Tulowitzki going down on strikes. He's 0 for 4 tonight. You have nights like that, but over the course of a season, you look at his numbers, and he'll be one of the better players.
It's one of those at bats you try to learn from, thinking, hey, I can't do that in a game on the line situation, having at bat like that where I don't even get a swing off. I go down looking.
Pickoff attempt. Herrera got back.
And as we saw in that replay, it wasn't like that was any kind of a borderline pitch. That curveball was right there. There's the pickoff throw. Well, that's another thing the Pirates really did a lot of working on, was that pickoff at second base.
Ball 1 to Smith. Jose Veras trying to work out of a little jam here. Tie game, top of the 8th. 6 hits for Colorado, 5 for the Pirates. O'Neill wants time. Just to reset the signs so he doesn't get crossed up. Daniel Mccutchen getting ready to go.
Like Jaramillo and Veras not sure what they want to do with this next pitch. I'm going to call time, talk it over.
Yeah, well, look who's warming up next to Mccutchen. The opening day starter, Kevin Correa, who is scheduled to go on Tuesday against the Milwaukee Brewers. But because the bullpen is so short, Clint Hurdle said that Correa and Maholm could be available tonight, and now we see Kevin Correa warming up. All hands on deck here tonight. Two on for Colorado. 1 out, and the 1-2 coming to Seth Smith from Jose Veras. He'll look Herrera back. Herrera represents the go-ahead run. Pirates trying to be careful with him. Right into the Rockies dugout.
He put that right through the stairway, didn't he?
He did. There's only a small entrance, and he found that hole. Put that one in low to the glove side.
Seems like baseball's been putting fences up. I think they got them up everywhere now in front of the dugouts. Most dugouts used to be just wide open. You had to really pay attention. But now it's hard to get one in there. All the fencing that they've put up in front of the benches.
Ready again for the 1-ball 2-strike pitch. And Smith fouls it away.
Of course, most of those dugouts that had nothing in front of them are gone now, because the stadiums are tore down. All those multi-purpose type stadiums, those were the ones that really didn't have anywhere to hide.
I was thinking Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego was like that. It was field level.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't have anything in front of it.
Three Rivers is like that. Field level, nothing in front of it, and you're like about 30 feet from home plate. Boy, that was about as close and dangerous a place as you could be.
Ready for the 1-2 again. This time Smith pops it up a little farther downfield, the foul.
Veteran Stadium. Nothing in front of you. You did have some steps there, though, so you could kind of, if you could get down to the floor quick enough, you could hide a little. But yeah, that Jack Murphy in San Diego and Three Rivers, you're right there. Nowhere to hide.
7th pitch of the at bat from Veras to Smith. And he got him.
Couple of pretty good curveballs for strikeouts, huh?
And Veras says adios to Smith.
That one that was called a strike, and then this one, just look at it, bite hard. There's the overspin. We were talking earlier about the RPMs of the baseball and the curveball. The more you can spin it, the faster it's going to break down. Just put all that spin right on top of it. You got to love the AGH cam, don't you? I mean, that's the thing I love the most. That's spectacular to see those shots.
Jose Lopez will take outside ball 1. So Veras getting closer to getting out of this predicament after walking the leadoff man Herrera, who's still at second base, and giving up a base hit to Carlos Gonzalez, who's over there at first. Struck out Tulowitzki looking, got Smith swinging. And the 1-0 to Lopez. Now it's 1-1. Veras is kind of the quiet type.
He didn't say a whole lot.
But Clint Hurdle was describing him to me the other day. He said he doesn't say much, as you just said, but when he does speak, the other players' ears perk up. He's a veteran.
Hard working inning here. Pitch number 27 coming up.
Did it hit him? It did.
You can hear that double tick. A lot of those plays like that where the ball goes into the catcher's glove, the umpire has to call this on his ears as much as anything. Listen. Listen on the next one, not this one. AGH cam sees everything, doesn't it? Hear that double tick? Root Sports sees all, hears all.
Now Ray Searage will come out to visit with the infield and with Jose Veras, as the bases are full of Rockies for the first time in the game. Clint Hurdle. Tomorrow's an off day for our TV crew, and Monday Pirates will enjoy the first scheduled off day of 2011. Bucks get back at it Tuesday night. Next game broadcast, Pirates baseball on Root Sports. We'll see Kevin Correa taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Your time to root begins with the pregame show live from PNC at 6:30. Then Greg Brown and Bob bring you the game at 7. Welcome to Root Sports. Hello, right back at you. The base is full, and the hitter is Ty Wigginton. Veras trying to get the Rockies' first baseman. First pitch swung on. That's down the line, and big trouble now as Herrera comes in. Coming in right behind him is Gonzalez. And trying for the third run is Lopez. A bases clearing double. And now the roof has sprung a leak. 6-3 Colorado.
Now we've seen Pedro stop a lot of those in his first week. Couldn't quite get to this one. Almost got to it. Just missed it. And then when it got down in the corner, it rattled around a little too long. Wigginton They showed two of his balls earlier that Alvarez handled, almost hit the same way. That one just got underneath the glove.
So that will chase Jose Veras out of the game. 3-run score. 2 of them he put on. 1 with a walk and 1 with a hit batsman. Daniel Mccutchen comes on next. It's Kids Day. All fans 14 and under receive a glove courtesy of Dick's Sporting Goods. Come early for the Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. Stay after the game when the kids can run the bases. Courtesy of H.K. Anderson Pretzels. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. Kids Glove Day. All the kids 14 and under tomorrow. First pitch 1:35. One new glove. Come on down to the ballgame.
The season is coming. You're going to need a new glove to get out there on the Little League fields. Daniel Mccutchen gets out on this field. First time of the year. Didn't take long. First game up.
He'll probably got the freshest arm of anybody in the bullpen at this point. So Daniel Mccutchen now will have to face Jose Morales. The 3-run double by Ty Wigginton. A big difference in the ball game so far. And we're at the top of the 8th. 6-3 Rockies. Jose Veras chased. He's on the hook right now. And Morales, without a hit tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk, takes strike 1. Mccutchen comes up from Indy after spending 2 days there. He was in Florida an extended period of time once he was sent down by the Pirates out of spring training. And a big swing and a miss.
He got to miss all that first week cold weather.
Yeah, he did. He did. He was fishing down there. He and James McDonald found a piece of private water down there. They were catching some huge bass. And so he made the most of his extra time down there, caught some more fish. 0-2. 1-2 now. Mccutchen out of the University of Oklahoma. Two outs. Wigginton the runner at second. And he struck him out. Mccutchen comes in, does the job, puts out the fire, but the fire burned a little bit too long. Jose Veras got touched up for 3 runs. It's now a 6-3 Colorado lead. Around Major League Baseball, Kevin Slowey from the South Hills placed on the 15-day disabled list by the Twins. His hip bursitis. Zach Britton, 7 2/3 innings pitched. No runs, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts against the Rangers. 6-1 for the Orioles, 6-1 for the Rangers. Carlos Ruiz, 2 for 2 for the Phillies. Phillies beat the Braves 10-2. Big grand slam for Ruiz, drove in 5. And Russell Martin, 2 out of 4 with a home run for the Yankees. They beat Boston 9-4. Red Sox are now 1-7. And former Cub Carlos Silva signs a minor league contract with the Yankees.
And Manny's going to Spain.
He's going to Spain?
Yeah.
Good for him.
They're going to take a vacation with his dad.
Take a vacation? Well, he's got an extended vacation from baseball.
Well, he's retired now. He's retired.
Yeah.
Announced his retirement.
We're going to see him on the beach with a metal detector pretty soon. Sandals. Rafael Betancourt comes in to face Jose Tabata. Tabata leading off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pirates need 3. And Jose takes strike 1. He had the game-winning hit last night in the bottom of the 14th. And at 22 years, 239 days, Tabata became the youngest Pirate to deliver a walk-off hit since Jose Guillen did it in April of 1998. He was 21 years old in 329 days. 0-2.
I'm going to put the clock on Betancourt.
Yeah, he's taking his time. Check his hat. Check his spikes. Check the inside of his elbow. Make sure the ball has all the stitches. And count those stitches up. Make sure the ball's right.
Side.
Yeah. You didn't see the whole routine he went through a moment ago.
Check the runners. Well, I got my watch.
There are no runners. 0-2 final. He checks him anyway.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I got to check the runners. Okay, I got the clock going on.
Okay.
He's going to take a little walk. Go on his hands.
And Jose Tabata trying to get on and set the table in the 8th. Pirates down to their final 6 outs. Getting close to being ready to throw this next pitch.
Took you 21 seconds to look in for the sign.
Okay. And the 0-2. And Tabata fouls it back.
Well, 31 seconds to go into his delivery.
I believe in the college game he would be given a ball for that. That's a shot clock violation.
See if he's quicker this time. It looks like he's going to be quicker. He looked in at 21. Oh, he looks in this time at like 15.
Oh, 2. And that one's bounced.
Yeah, I got him at 23 there. That's much better. Thank goodness nobody ever put a clock on me. No, I'm sure I was a 30 seconds guy.
Yeah, you didn't do too many 2-hour games, did you?
Depending on the game. If things were going well, yeah, I think I worked pretty quick.
A drive to center field, way back, and a home run for Jose. Second homer in as many nights. Jose Tabata.
Not a whole lot of doubt. Did you watch Fowler on that one at all?
He took one step and stopped.
Yeah, he just took and watched it. That ball almost made it into the Pirate bullpen. Back there by the fence that separates the bullpens.
Well, with that home run, Jose Tabata has extended his major league leading hitting streak to 9 straight games.
Watch this ball land. Yep, right up against that back. In fact, it almost came and hit one of the Rockies in the back. Bounced off that back fence.
Nobody out, and the lead cut to 2 runs. Good boy, Jose.
Jose. Is that how it was?
That's it. Keep going. You had it.
I don't know the rest.
It was good.
I just know the first 2 words of it. So.
There's the 1-0. And Walker lifts this one foul and out of play down the left side.
Watch the fans.
They know it. They know it. Looking good in the pillbox hat. Walker again fouls it off. Neal 0 for 2 with a walk, trying to find a way to get on base. Mccutchen to follow. Andrew Mccutchen can be a dangerous guy at this point of the game. Betancourt stretch and the 1-2 to Neil Walker. And he got him swinging. Second time Neil's gone down on strikes tonight. Coming up after this ball game, Pirates post game. Here they are, getting ready for it. Back in the Root Sports Studios. And of course, the Root Sports Studios just down the street from PNC Park. Will be busy in there tonight. Fireworks after the game. Kind of hard to do a post-game show on the field with the fireworks going off, so they'll move it down to the studio tonight.
Most nights we're not here at the ballpark. But you're right, it might get a little loud.
Mccutchen got a good swing on it, but fouled it back. 0-1 to Andrew. You know, those of you who like the video game Call of Duty, you might be playing against him, kids. You never know. He's very good at it, plays it often. It's one of his hobbies. And he tells stories about people that figure out who he is when they're playing against one another on the internet. And he pops it up way high, foul ground. And Lopez,
he certainly got the head of the bat out on that one. That was up around the light towers. Big league pop-up.
When they say light tower power, they don't mean hitting it as high as the light tower. They want you to hit the light tower beyond the fence.
Hey, he's got a lot of power in that compact frame of his. It's all about bat speed. Mccutchen has that.
Overbay's got light tower power, and see what he can do. He's got a double tonight, plus a run scored. Hit into a double play and grounded out. 2 down, bottom of the 8th. 1 run in on the solo home run by Jose Tabata. Well, Tabata's numbers since the All-Star break last year in terms of hits, amazing. Only he and Ichiro from Seattle on top of the major league list for the most number of hits. Started the night with 104. That was his 105th.
A much better everyday lineup than 12 months ago, that's for sure. Tabata here, everyday player out in left field. Walker at second base. Overbay playing first every day. Maturing Mccutchen hitting third in the lineup.
3-0 to Overbay, with Pedro Alvarez coming up behind him. And Pedro would represent the tying run should Betancourt lose Overbay here. walked him. Overbay draws the 2-out walk. And now it is time for El Toro to strike.
Playing with fire, aren't they?
Play with fire, you might get burned. Bob Apodaca coming out, the pitching coach for Colorado. Clint Hurdle on the phone, checking on things in the bullpen.
Clint can work on that chewing gum.
Chewing a lot of gum out there.
He goes hard at it, too.
Well, he works hard at his job. Tell you what, he's breathed some life into this team. Players have responded to him.
Talking things over with Ray. What the situation is going to be if pitching in this game. What happens if we take the lead? Well, that's no brainer. You're going to bring Hanrahan, but then what if we tie it up? Going over the different scenarios.
Pedro looking for some contact. He's dropped under 200 in the early season. Trying to get back over that. He's popped out, lined out, and struck out. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Betancourt delivering to Pedro Alvarez. Can you be more patient here? You just watched him issue a 4-pitch walk and then ball 1 missed.
Well, especially now that you're out 1-0. I agree. And a home run ties the game. You're definitely being selective. You're looking for something you can drive out. You anticipate that ball. Something you can shoot out of here.
That's ball 2. So now.
Well, now you can flat guess.
Yeah. He was in the driver's seat here, 2-0.
You can sell out on a pitch now. You can afford to do that way out in front, 2-0. You don't even need to anticipate. Just sell out on something. Look for whatever you think. Not only guess pitch, but guess location. And if you get it, don't leave nothing behind.
3-0. 7 straight balls thrown by Betancourt.
This one was fairly close. I think Betancourt wanted it, but look at that. It was a good 2-3 inches outside.
Jeff Bannister, the bench coach, with Clint Hurdle. Pedro was almost getting ready to flip the bat.
Where was this one at? Outside.
Way outside.
By a bunch.
So Betancourt got a call. And the stadium chanting Pedro Alvarez's name. Swing and a fly ball, a towering fly ball to shallow right center. Herrera underneath it, and that'll end the Pirate threat in the 8th. But Jose Tabata got the Pirates a run closer with a blast into the bullpens deep in left center field for his 2nd home run of the year.
ability to see Kevin Correa throw today. Now, he is a starter and usually in the rotation, but today he was supposed to throw a side session. So instead of doing that, he's taken this inning.
Thanks, Lacey. And again, he's scheduled to start on Tuesday night against the Brewers. That's after the day off.
You wouldn't think that would be effective as long as he has a nice clean inning here, doesn't throw a whole lot of pitches. It's like a good side workout.
This is nothing brand new for Kevin Correa. Last season with the Padres, he ended the year with 2 relief appearances.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time in the bullpen early in his career. He knows what this is all about.
He'll face Ian Stewart, a pinch hitter, batting in the 9 spot for Jim Tracy's Rockies. Rockies up by 2 runs. And Correa deals to Stewart, and a check swing ground ball to the new third baseman, Steve Pearce. He throws over. 1 pitch and 1 away. That's a nice way to start for Correa.
Yeah, that's what you want. A nice, quick, clean inning, so it can just be like a good workout. 1 pitch, 1 out. Excellent start.
Double switch puts Pearce in the 9 spot. Correa batting in Alvarez spot, 5th.
Could be like spring training. If he gets him out too quick, he'll have to go out to the bullpen and finish up.
Throw. Arg. They came dressed for the party. There's another one.
They're definitely in the mood.
Yes, sir. They're in the spirit of things. 1-1 to Dexter Fowler. He's walked twice. He's 0 for 2, but he's scored twice. Drives this one to left center, up in the air. Tabata wants it and takes it for out number 2.
4 pitchers, 2 outs. I don't think the Pirates could have dreamed of having 2 better first starts than Correa has given them to this point.
He's been very good. He's 2-0.
Great job in Chicago on opening day. Better job in start number 2.
Jonathan Herrera has walked 3 times. Also has a base hit. Looks at strike 1. I think Kevin Correa is pitching with a ton of confidence right now, too. The change of scenery might be doing him very well. His last 2 starts in the spring were impressive. The last one better than the one before. The one he had against the Yankees was excellent, and then carried that over to the regular season against the Cubs.
It's got to be different for him. A California guy, with San Diego as his home. He's pitched nowhere other than San Francisco and San Diego. It's be a different feel for him this year.
1-1 pitch. Strike 2. He's had a couple of cold days to acclimate himself to this part of the country. Opening day in Chicago was very cold. Temperatures in the low 40s. Low 40s last night here. Tomorrow it might touch 80, I'm told.
This is like a July evening in Frisco.
Yeah, it is. 1-2 pitch. Rolled foul.
So he's used to this kind of weather here.
See, Mark Twain is very well known for saying a lot of things. One thing he said was the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco.
Exactly. Get down there on the waterfront, especially when they were out at Candlestick Point. You would freeze and it would be July.
Yes. Not as bad in the China Basin now in San Francisco, but yeah, you're right. Candlestick was brutal. 1-2 up in the air to center field. Mccutchen opening up the back pocket, and he's got it. A 9-pitch inning for Kevin Correa in spot relief duty. It's going to be a fight to the finish here at PNC Park. Tuesday night, beginning with Pirates pregame at 6:30. Wednesday and Thursday also, the Brew Crew comes to town, and then back on the road in Cincinnati for a 4-game set. Saturday and Sunday, both day games. There's the Buccos right here on Root Sports. You'll be watching, I know it.
Day baseball on a Saturday. It's kind of nice.
Got some night baseball here to try to finish up the Parrot. To help the Bucco fans get up for this bottom of the 9th inning. Pirates down by 2 runs. Ronnie Cedeno, Matt Diaz, and the first 2 scheduled hitters. Facing Matt Lindstrom. And a strike is called to Cedeno. Numbers on Lindstrom. He appeared last night. Cedeno to center field. Here comes Fowler with a catch. Dexter Fowler glides in the outfield.
Didn't that look like a hit coming off the bat for sure? It just hung up there for him. That little backspin on it just held it there for Fowler to close on. Fowler's kind of a glider, isn't he? He's got those long legs. Doesn't look like he's running all that fast, but he's covering a lot of ground.
He gets from A to B quickly. 1 out on the bottom of the 9th. Pirates with 2 outs remaining. Jason Jaramillo's out on deck. Matt Diaz at the plate. He drove in a run in the 7th inning. Ball 1 to Diaz. The big inning for Colorado was the 8th, when with 2 outs and the bases full, Jose Veras gave up a double to Ty Wigginton down the left field line. Cleared the bases. Ball 2.
Diaz thinking about laying one down that third baseline. Down by 2 runs. Why not? Pirates got to get a base runner on. You got the third baseman playing very deep. Go ahead and take a shot at it.
Lopez backing up again at third. And a strike. Now Diaz makes his home in Winter Haven, Florida, in the central part of the state. And he takes strike 2. Nice to see. Keeping the scorecard. That's something I think that's lost on a lot of young people today, how to keep score. Very important to know that if you're a baseball fan, I think.
You got iPads for that sort of thing.
I guess so. That's fouled back. You can keep score on your iPad.
Well, I don't know, but
well, I'll show you.
I could guess that.
I don't do it, but I'll show you. I have a way to do it.
I didn't guess. I anticipated that.
True. I still write it down. 2-2 to Matt Diaz. And Lindstrom's pitch. He's in the dirt. Count full at 3-2. Pirates with a tying run on deck in the bottom of the 9th inning. Trying to come back and extend this game or take it. Had a walk-off winner in the 14th last night to even the series at a game apiece. Rockies, the first place team in the National League West. And a team that figures to do quite well this season. Payoff pitch from Lindstrom. And it's driven to center field. That's a base hit for Diaz. He's 2 for 2. And the tying run coming to the plate. Solidly struck single for Diaz.
Not too solidly. Didn't carry out to Fowler like the Daniels did. Just solidly enough.
Ronnie hit it too solid. Got it up there for Fowler, but 1 on and 1 out now.
Yeah, got the base runner we needed.
Jason Jaramillo. He's got wall power. Steve Pearce on deck. Third baseman Jose Lopez in on the grass at third base and off the line for Jaramillo. And JJ squirts one out into left center field, a base hit. And the tying run is on the bottom of the ninth.
Another one. Not hit all that hard, just perfectly placed.
The Pirates now with life.
Ball in on him a little bit, kind of hit just a little bit above the label. Got enough of it.
Well, this will bring up the man who represents the winning run, Steve Pearce.
And look who's on deck.
With Jose Tabata backing him
up. He's got the hot hand right now.
And Jim Tracy is going to one of his starters now in the bullpen, Esmil Rogers, who pitched in game 1 here Thursday. He's loosening up.
Playoff baseball here in April.
2 on, 1 out. Pitch to Steve Pearce. He takes strike 1. 96 on the gun from Matt Lidstrom, hard throwing right-hander.
That was a good spot. Brought it right back over that outside corner. That fastball looked like it had just a little bit of a tail. And it just caught the corner, right on the black.
Pablo Picasso fastball.
Yes, sir.
Handed the corner.
Hall of Fame pitch.
Here's a ground ball towards short. Tulowitzki goes to second for 1. Game over. Pirates threatened in the 9th, but a twin kill does in the Bucks as Colorado sneaks out with game 3, and the Pirates will try to go for the series split tomorrow afternoon.
It sure looked like there was going to be a little magic there in the 9th when Jaramillo got that ball to drop in over Tulowitzki's head. And you saw, look down there and saw Tabata, that on deck circle. But double play, never got him to the plate.
That'll do it for our game coverage here on Root Sports. Plenty more from PNC while our friends at Zambelli Fireworks prepare to light up the sky. Be sure to stay with us for Pirates postgame coming up. Tomorrow's an off day for the TV crew, and the Pirates will enjoy their first scheduled off day Monday. The Bucks get back at it Tuesday night. Our next game broadcast of Pirates baseball on Root Sports. Kevin Correa will start against the Milwaukee Brewers. Your time to root begins with a pregame show live at 6:30. Greg Brown and Bob Walk have the call at 7. For Bob and Lacey Collins, I am Tim Neverett reminding you to stay tuned. Pirates postgame live from PNC Park with total team coverage on Root Sports is